morning. Before I start, I want to thank this beautiful young lady back here, Ms. Yolanda Coleman, for helping me just throughout life. The breakfast is just a small portion of what she does. Thank you, Yolanda. My name is Jabari Long. I want to appreciate you all putting me on program, giving me an opportunity to speak to you here today. Before we get started, I want to kind of highlight some things on the handout here. The first page is some advertisement that was done by our fellow BNI member, Ms. Jill Valueway, graphic designer. I think a better way to show you what type of referrals and clients I'm looking for than show you how we advertise for those clients. Second page is a questionnaire. This questionnaire we give to all new potential investors that we work with. We want to understand their goals, what type of resources they have available, cash, credit, partnership opportunities, as well as what kind of properties they're comfortable with acquiring, what type of instruments, their risk tolerance, things of that nature. And then the last page shows us an illustration that shows the effects of earnings in a taxed environment versus a tax-free environment. So, again, my name is Jabari Long. I'm a licensed realtor with Keller Williams Realty. Been in business full-time for 17 years. I'm also a licensed builder, owner of a construction company, as well as a property management company, past owner of a mortgage company. Over the years, I've garnered a lot of experience, some of the easy ways, some of the hard way about different aspects of real estate and real estate investing. Cashflow Detroit is our real estate investment wing. Keller Williams is the brokers that we operate under, but Cashflow Detroit is our investment company that we market and attract our investors in. So my ask today is that you all have enough information to be able to refer your friends, families, neighbors, anyone with school-aged children who may be concerned about how they're going to pay for their child's education. As I talked about in my presentation last week, now we're not looking at education from just a college perspective. We're looking at it from an elementary and secondary education level because the public school system is a mess. So today I want to talk about self-directed investing as well as Coverdell education savings account and how they relate to real estate investing. So some of the benefits of self-directed accounts, investing accounts, is that they're tax deferred and sometimes tax free. They offer the greatest variety of investment selection, the greatest amount of control. You choose the investments that you decide to invest in. They offer a wide range of investments that other custodians or other financial houses do not offer. Options include real estate, tax liens, equipment leasing, private mortgages, and the list goes on and on. Self-directed accounts are afforded to protection under the bankruptcy laws. So if your business fails or you go through a divorce or something like that and have to declare bankruptcy, your self-directed accounts can be excluded from that bankruptcy. It's asset protection. Harness the wealth building strategies of the rich, compounding interest and tax deferred. Taxes erode wealth in America. These are the reason why these accounts have been created. Certain self-directed accounts allow the passing of assets to beneficiaries after death with little or no tax implications, allowing you to stretch wealth to future generations. Now, how does these self-directed accounts apply to your child's or your grandchildren's education? You can set up something called a Coverdell education savings account. These can be set up by anyone, parents, grandparents, ministers, godparents, neighbors. Anyone can set up these accounts for individual children, and anyone can contribute to these accounts. Churches, if they're doing some, churches want to sponsor kids, they're doing some work around the church, or another nonprofit wants to donate to that child's education fund, they can do that legally. I tell my kids, if you ask for birthday gifts, portion of that gift or whatever money you receive needs to go into that account, because you're going to use that money down the road to pay for your education expenses. Qualified expenses include elementary, secondary, and higher education tuition, computer technology, you can buy computers, you can pay for the internet, transportation. If your children are in college, they need a good car, you can buy them a car using these education savings accounts. Can be used by the child up until the age of 30. So if you have aspirations, your children have aspirations of becoming doctors, going to medical school, it takes you to your 29 and a half to do it, you can use these funds up to that age. If you happen to have a child or a grandchild who's a child prodigy who gets an enormous amount of scholarship money and doesn't need to utilize these funds to pay for any of their educated expenses, they can be, the beneficiary can easily be changed. The money can be earmarked for another family member, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews. The child's own children can use these funds if the child does not use it, as well as their child's spouse. So the wide range of uses for these funds are enormous, and the fact that you can grow money within these accounts 100% tax-free in most cases, as long as they're used for educational expenses, is massive. That's why I put that illustration in there to show you. Tax-free environment versus a taxed environment, and that example is a difference of, I want to say, $165,000 worth of investable capital that's lost when you have to pay taxes. Very significant. So, me as a real estate consultant, real estate investor, when I meet with clients, we try to educate them and inform them about the tools and techniques to utilize to be able to achieve their end game, their future goals. There's so much information out here. As soon as people hear about it, they go to Google. You got 2 million articles. People are swaying, trying to steer you one way or steer you another way with the information. We try to sit down, expose the information, show them how it works so that they can utilize it properly. We talk about diversification. How many people have more than one bank account? Right? I met with a client the other day. She said, I use this for bills and I use this for play money. We need to put funds in different areas for different purposes and different things. Length of time. The earlier you can get started with these investments, the better. You can open up these accounts for your children and grandchildren when they're as young as 1 day old and as old as 18. And again, they can use the funds up until age 30. Integration and implementation. A lot of people think real estate, they say they don't want to have the tenants and toilets. There's so many other ways that you can invest in real estate with actually physically owning the property. You can loan money. You can partner on deals. You can invest in companies. You can own companies. There's been other investors who own FedEx franchises within their IRA because the income grows in these accounts 100% tax-free. So when people are looking to save money for college, I always tell them, don't save, start investing for college. There are plenty of vehicles available for us to do this. You ever know when there's a political change, there's always a shuffle with the tax law. And the reason why that is because there's so many vehicles available to us that people don't know about. The tax code is, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of pages, but there are key components in there, like this Coverdell Education Savings Account, that allow you to invest in real estate 100% tax-free. So I had a client, he said, so I can get my family members to put money into my child's educational account, and I can use the money to fund my real estate deals. Is that correct? I said 100% true. You can have your family members invest into your children's education account and then use the money to fund your real estate deals. Now keep in mind, you want to be use of discretion, right? This is your child's future. Right? This is your child's future, but you can absolutely do that. And that's one of the strategies that I employ as a father and as a real estate investor. So once again, my name is Jabari Long, Keller Williams Realty. If you have any clients who are interested in looking at ways to save for their children's education, not just college education, please think of me and tell them to give me a call. Thank you, and have a phenomenal week.
Thank you, Jabari.
Thank you.
How many learned something new?